Hey, it's Black Vader with another reading of the code. You can get the code at producejustice.com. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to continue our reading of the code. Like I said, producejustice.com, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of this, whether you're one person, two person, three person, a million people. It doesn't matter as long as we're on code and I can at least start that spark for someone to be on code and be constructive and do the things that we need to do. Make sure you check my descriptions and for quick, little stuff that's in the code as well. In terms of what we need to be doing at all times, like constructing, repairing things, cleaning, all those things that we need to be doing at all times in human activity. So I just want to say thank you for those who are a part of this, and thanks to those who are just growing each and every day, because we're all trying out here in the system of white supremacy. So let's get into it. We're on page 394. We're still into the Maximum Emergency Compensatory Action, which is very important. So like I said, thank you for everyone who's doing this, whether this gets taken down or whatever. I think the damage has already been done. And the fact that, you see this too, you can light that spark into someone else. So let's get into it. 394, Area 9 war/counter war. If asked about who is correctly qualified to repudiate maximum emergency compensatory action, say the only person correctly qualified to repudiate, maybe I'm saying that wrong. Maximum emergency compensatory action is the person who has enacted maximum emergency compensatory action. It is very important that all of the basic characteristics of maximum emergency compensatory action be known and understood, and never misunderstood by any person who undertakes to enact it or explain it. If such basic characteristics are not understood, many acts that may appear to be maximum emergency compensatory action may be mistaken. Any act that does not conform to the specific basic characteristics of maximum emergency compensatory action cannot be correctly called or thought of as maximum emergency compensatory action. It is important that maximum emergency compensatory action always retain its special character. It should never be confused with any other form of activity, no matter how similar such activity may appear to be maximum emergency compensatory action, either in conduct or objective. Think, speak, and/or act to promote the following characteristics of maximum emergency compensatory action. 1. When a victim of racism, non-white person, has constantly asked a racist white supremacist for help, but they have failed to offer constructive help and continue to do harm. 2. When a decision was made to see if there was a reasonable possibility that those circumstances, though painfully burdensome, would improve in time to matter to those incorrectly affected. 3. When a victim's personal suffering under white supremacy becomes so great that, regardless of all that he or she has done to avoid it, the suffering has become totally unbearable. 4. A victim does not tell anyone about any act of maximum emergency compensatory action that he or she intends to commit or thinks that he or she may commit. 5. If at any time a victim begins to lose the desire or the will to commit the act, he or she should definitely not commit the act. Maximum emergency compensatory action should never be associated with doubt about its value. 6. When destruction of one or more of the most deliberate and most powerful of non-just people is necessary, it should be done suddenly and without any chance given to him or her to be saved or to save themselves. To give such non-just person a chance would be to make a sport of the act of deliberately destroying organisms whose existence and meaning may not be understood. To make a sport of the destruction of any creation is incorrect destruction. And it also promotes killing for fun or for other unnecessary purposes. 7. When a victim enacts maximum emergency compensatory action, he or she so in a bold, open manner makes it clear that he or she who acted, that it was he or she who acted and acted alone. 8. When a victim enacts maximum emergency compensatory action, he or she should give himself or herself lots of time to think about every aspect of the act and its consequences. A victim should ask himself or herself if such an enactment is absolutely necessary and the circumstances prior to enactment unbearably unjust. 9. A victim enacts maximum emergency compensatory action when he or she knows that he or she should do so, not because someone else did so or suggested that he or she do so. 10. A victim cannot enact maximum emergency compensatory action under any circumstances where it is known that any white person who is not a racist may be killed, injured, or have his or her own possessions destroyed or damaged as a direct, simultaneous result of the act. 11. A victim cannot enact maximum emergency compensatory action under any circumstance where it is known that any other non-white person may be harmed, killed, injured, or have his or her own possessions destroyed or damaged as a direct, simultaneous result of the act. 12. The victim who enacts it must not surrender, must not conceal his or her identity, or ask for mercy, or hide out after having enacted maximum emergency compensatory action. 13. Once a victim of racism executes at least one racist, he or she should then execute himself or herself. He or she realizes that it will be the last act of his or her existence in the known universe, as well as the end of the existence for at least one other person. Question: what is the correct thing to say when someone says that something is terrible, as maximum emergency compensatory action should not be a part of counter-racist code or should not be a part of any action used to help end white supremacy racism? Answer: say, maximum emergency compensatory action should be included in a counter-racist code because it is the best way of expressing the concept that deadly violence or deadly counter-violence of any kind should always end without anyone having gained fun, glory, profit, revenge, or satisfaction. An enactment of maximum emergency compensatory action is an example of the deliberate killing of people being done in such a manner as to take all of the so-called fun, glamour, glory, and profit out of killing of people. According to compensatory counter-racist logic, and as a result of the continued existence of the system of white supremacy racism among the people of the known universe, the three basic compensatory lessons that an enactment of maximum emergency compensatory action is designed to teach is that during the existence of white supremacy racism, 1. No non-white person should be allowed to be mistreated to an extent that the mistreatment is prolonged and persistently unbearable. 2. No white person who was able to help put a stop to the prolonged and persistent unbearable mistreatment of non-white people should be allowed to continue to, directly or indirectly, profit from the mistreatment of any non-white person. And number 3, any non-white person who willfully and deliberately seeks to kill other people and who does so should also kill himself or herself in order to establish, maintain, expand, and refine the eternal lesson that at no time, in any place, in the known universe, should there be any fun, any glory, and or any profit that results from the willful and deliberate and or willful careless killing of people by people. Question: who are the only people who believe in the concept or the enactment of maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: those people who have enacted maximum emergency compensatory action. When talking about maximum emergency compensatory action, always say every person in the known universe should work to produce a condition that would make maximum emergency compensatory action unnecessary. Question: what people, if any, should be blamed for any act of maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: there's no saying. Answer: no person should be blamed. If someone demands that someone should be blamed, that someone would be the most to blame, logically, would be the white supremacist, racist man, and racist woman collectively. Explanation: maximum emergency compensatory action is by definition an attempt by a person to help produce justice, balance between people through the use of compensatory counter-violence against the white supremacist races. Since white supremacy, racism, is the supreme form of violent war among the people of the known universe, no person can be correctly blamed for the enactment of maximum emergency compensatory action against white people who have chosen to participate in the system of white supremacy. Question: what is the only proof that a person believes in maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: a person proves that he or she believes in maximum emergency compensatory action by enacting maximum emergency compensatory action. Question: what is one of the best things to say if you are asked, do you ever intend to commit the act of maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: say, I have no intention of committing maximum emergency compensatory action, and I hope I never do. Question: what is the correct thing to say if you are asked, what event would cause you to commit maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: say, I don't know. Question: is it correct to tell a person to enact maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: no, never. Question: is it correct to tell a person not to enact maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: no, never. Question: is it correct to help any person other than yourself to enact maximum emergency compensatory action? Answer: no, never. Basic compensatory codes for killing. According to the laws of war: 1. Think, speak, and act to end all non-constructive killing. Kill only for reasons that are just and correct. 2. Keep no killing a secret. Tell the truth about any killings that you know about. 3. Do not kill in a manner that will lead to others to believe that someone other than you did the killing. 4. Do not for any reason brag about, celebrate, or give praise to any person for having killed another. 5. If you kill a person willfully, deliberately, for any reason that is not just or correct, kill yourself immediately. I'll read that again. If you kill a person willfully, deliberately, for any reason that is not just and or correct, kill yourself immediately. 7. If you know of any person who kills a person willfully, deliberately, and unjustly, speak and or act to do all that you can to make it comfortable and convenient for the person who did the killing to also choose to kill himself or herself. 8. Think, speak, and act to take all of the so-called fun, glory, profit out of killing people. 9. If or when you kill someone willfully and deliberately for a reason other than maximum emergency compensatory action, be also willing to say to all of the people of the known universe and to the creator of the known universe that I did what I did because it was the best and correct thing to do, and I stand by my work. If you choose to do willful and deliberate harm to any person or creature, always at all times be willing to stand by your work. Always be willing to say to everyone the reason for you doing what you did. And that was Area 9. I don't even know what to say. I think Neely hit it on the head. I use this book like the Bible, in terms of going back to it and understanding how to operate in a system dominated by white supremacy. You can't follow everything in the Bible. You know what I mean? Just like a preacher picks and chooses which verses they listen to or which things they go by within that Bible. But, we can use this as an example to move within this system. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who's a part of this. I may go into the quotes. There's so many right here. But other than that, I just want everyone to just be able to be on call somehow, some way, each and every day. And I just thank everyone for being a part of this, whether this I end up rich or famous or broke or poor on the street, I stand by this work. And if people don't understand or take clips out of this, you gotta look at it like people read the Bible. You gotta continue to read the verses, because you may see things one way, but there may be more clarification more later, and you may look at certain things a certain way. You might nitpick that one thing, but the answer to your question is usually a little bit further into the dialogue. So if anyone has any problems, they're all answered within this code itself. And once you understand the code, everything will make itself clear. And I'm still understanding the code. I don't have this memorized or anything, but we can all use this as a guide, and for our family and friends and just everything, and just try our best to be on code and try to look out for us in a system dominated by white supremacy. Even just being rich, we don't even have a lot of power in terms of wealth, because they can always take it away. They can always take that money away. They can always take your freedom away. You can even buy your freedom away. But, you need a passport to go somewhere. Who flies the airplane? Black people? Do we own an airport to go anywhere, to trade or get food from one another, to be independent? This is, I really like how he calls this the United Independent Code. Even if all of us don't even talk to each other, but stay on code, we're united and independent with the code up in our hearts. So, I have a problem just talking to people who look like me. I always think like people are trying to scam or trying to do things other than, show that love that, we should all have for one another. And that's a bias that I was brought up with through the system of white supremacy, and possible other black people was too, where we don't look at each other with the best intentions as we would another white person. So we have to look at each and every person with love and with respect, and do our best to stay on code in regards to that. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who's a part of this. If I end up reading some quotes, maybe I'll put it in shorts or something. But I just want to say thanks to everyone who's a part of this, and for allowing me to grow right in front of you guys for over a year doing this. I also do music as well. You can type in Black Vader, BLAK space VADR. I have over 10 videos as well. But just being on code is, as an artist itself, is like the most important thing to me. Is an artist is just someone who tells the truth through a different form of communication. And when I make my art, it's like I like telling that truth through my form of music, through drawing, through just being myself. And that's why I like my name, like I am my call, like because things are all my responsibilities and what I need to do and what I should accept or not accept. Everything's based upon my responsibility as a person. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for being a part of this and helping me grow. And God bless everyone. And that's it. I love you guys. This may be the final video, so peace.